Thanks for watching the Lehman Racing Podcast. Please make sure you check out my recent episodes. They're pretty cool. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support and enjoy the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lehman Racing Podcast. Your host, Dalton McVeigh, and your co-host is
Timothy Oglesby. Well,
all right, guys. So we are going to have a pretty decent episode today, guys. We have a pretty cool guest in the back. And so I got a video to show real quick before we get into that. This is the Volusia, the U.S. AC Sprints in Volusia Speedway there in Florida. Have a pretty cool video to show there. Let's see how this goes this time.
Fans, save your lunch money for your field to the green here in the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. They will haul off into turns 1 and 2. One driver getting up over the cushion. It was last night's feature winner. No scratch that was Pursley. Got it up over the cushion. Cummins still riding up in the third spot here as they come around to complete lap number 1. It's going to be Logan Seavey holding off Briggs Danner. Danner, a lot of smoke starting to come off of the number 39 as he works it onto the back straightaway. So far, hasn't lost any speed as he'll roll it into turns 3 and 4. The oil pouring down on the headers of that number 39. He's going to lose the spot now to the Avante Windows and Doors number 3. Kyle Cummins still running in the second spot. Jake Swanson holds on to third. Briggs Danner still right there lurking to the inside. Might have a run this time onto the back straightaway. Wheel to wheel as they work off into turns 3 and 4. Danner this time going to bring it across the nose of the 5. He'll retake the show position. Swanson, something to say about it. Switches lines down to the bottom. Can't get there. He'll fall back in line with the 39. Caution, we've got one slow on the outside of turns 3 and 4. That is Ricky Lewis. We get ready to go back to green. 6 in the books. Field back underway. Seavey not wasting any time, trying to jump out and get an advantage here. Kyle Cummins trying to hold on to whatever he has to reel the 57 back in as they work around to the front straightway. It will be Seavey, Cummins, and Swanson. Danner. He had Ballou taking a look at him there on the restart. The 12 not able to make the advance, though, as behind them, Mason Pursley by the 4 of Justin Grant. You've got the 86 of Mason Pursley continuing to chase him onto the backside of the speedway. Going to try to take a peek to the inside. Blue protects the bottom. Pursley now going to switch lanes to the outside of the exit turn number 4. Has a good run to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Throws it in. Taps the bumper of the 12 on the way by. Robert Ballou, a little bit of tap to the back of the 86, letting him know he didn't like that. Thought he was going to hop there for a minute. He saw the front end fly a little bit, so he'll gather it back up and see if he can regroup and reel in the CB Industries number 86. As it continues to be Logan Seavey leading. Kyle Cummins still right there in second. About 0.8 of a second separate those two drivers as they have run away into a playground all their own here. Jake Swanson a distant third. As caution lights come on, Robert Ballou, a shredded right rear tire on the number 12, brings him to a stop over turn number 2. Trying to go back-to-back here in Volusia. Cummins charges down to the bottom side of the racetrack, side by side for the race lead. The drag race onto the back straightway. Advantage will be to the 57. See if he can hold off the charge of Kyle Cummins here on the restart. Oh, so close, but couldn't quite get there. Now, here comes Pursley for third. Rolls by the 39. He's able to counter to the inside and brings it back up to hold on to the position. Pursley back right there on Danner as they work into turns 1 and 2. Seavey getting the rubber band wound back up here, putting some distance back between himself and Kyle Cummins. Cummins took the shot. Unfortunately, could not clear and hold on to it as they continue to slice it up in the third spot. What a battle as they come back around to the front straightway. Advantage this time to Jason Pursley. Pursley going to lead on to, or going to hold on to the third spot, trying to see if he can get up and challenge for that lead, but time is running out as they're going to come around to 2 to go. Seavey working the top side, Cummins down to the bottom, Pursley up to the outside, Danner right in his tire tracks, battle for the top 5, Cale Drake. Trying to get by the 5T here. Drake, a 7th place finish 1 night ago. Trying to crack the top 5 as they come around to the wave of the white flag. 1 to go. We've got one stopped on the back stretch. That is Amantia. Single file passing off Synergy Star Cam. Seavey brings it back to green. Good restart for the 57. He protects low on the entry of 1. Cummins, though, right there. Going to go side by side once again. Drag race into turns 3 and 4. Who's going to drive it in the deepest? It's going to be the 57 of CV. Cummins around the bottom. They're going to come to the wave of the white flag. Cummins up across the racetrack. CV's going to be into the punch. Final trip around. Cummins down to the bottom. CV to the outside. Has to wait on the car to the back straightaway. Loses some ground as they work into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Cummins going to go to the outside. Pursley down to the inside. The fight for second, but the checkered flag and $10,000 goes to Logan Seavey. Kyle Cummins in second. Dason Pursley in third. Briggs Danner in fourth.
I do have some basketball stats. Purdue and Michigan State, 65, 75. Michigan State won.
But anyways, so the Volusia Raceway, they're at USAC Sprints. They're at Volusia Raceway. They just raced last Tuesday, so that was a pretty good race as well. That was actually a pretty decent race to watch from Flow Racing there, live coverage there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on one of my good buddies. Was able to bring him on to the podcast tonight and talk to him about a little bit about his racing career. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for CJ Hargett.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome, CJ. How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, so I guess we'll go ahead and kick things off. Tell the viewers more about you and where you're from.
Well, originally I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Grew up running back and forth from there to the south, and met the woman that I love, married. We moved up to Bryan, Ohio. That's where I found out about Oakshade. Been around, involved racing most of my life on one form or the other. Did a lot of drag racing when I was younger on the street, and tried out for a couple of things all out events at Oakshade Park in Indianapolis. Just father of 3 girls, married 15 years, loving life.
What tracks you've been to, and what one is your favorite and why?
Let's see, dirt tracks. I've been to Oakshade. I've been to Butler. I've been to Mount Pillier. Asphalt. I really like the figure 8 track at Kitley, Indiana. That was fun. The Action track in Terre Haute. Racing track, my favorite probably is Butler. I just love the banks. The first time I ever went to Butler and we drop in off that bank, I'm sitting in that little compact thinking, what in the hell am I doing? Because you just go down in there and you just look down like, Jesus Christ, do I really want to do this? And then you drop in and it's a blast. The favorite track to watch, I'd probably say, is Kitley Figure 8 down in Indianapolis.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, some people may say they have a legacy growing up, as far as like a person that they've learned racing from or helped racing, in a sense throughout the years. Was there a legacy in your family that you grew up into racing?
Kind of, sort of. My old man, my dad, he grew before I was even thought of or around. He ran the ARCA series, qualified for Daytona, and he retired. I mean, I've seen the car sitting around forever. I think I was about 10 or 12 years old when we finally got rid of it, but unfortunately, I never got to see him race. And then a neighbor of my parents down the road, he raced the midgets, and I got to go to the track with him. And it's just, I've always loved going fast. I don't care if it was a go-kart, skateboard. If it had 2 wheels, I'd go as right as hard as I could. So, kind of natural.
What's your craziest moment so far in racing?
In the pits or on the track, you kind of got to be more specific about that.
I guess on the track,
either. I'm pretty sure it mostly on the track, but either one you want. Tell us about both.
On the track, the craziest I ever did was my first year, rookie year out, when I rolled the same night Eli Cody did. That was my only rollover so far, and that was crazy. I hate to say that I wouldn't want to do it again, but I'm not going to lie, it was fun. You go race it though. Why the hell are they throwing the fucking red flag? And you're like, oh shit, it's me. And you open your eyes and you got a windshield full of dirt. So that was pretty nuts.
Oh yeah.
And probably in the pits, God chasing people around the trailers. Me being my crazy old self, I used to live by the terms that you can't be famous, be infamous, and I lived up to it for the first couple of years. But I'm trying to calm down from that now.
Mm.
So in the racing career so far, what was your most proudest moment that you would say that you just, has been a proud moment for you?
I can't hardly bring it down to one. Getting a race with a guy that got racing against a guy that I've mentored me and got me started in it. Joe Elliott, God rest his soul. That was racing with him was a great moment. Getting to be on the track at the same time with one of my daughters was a proud moment. Watching some of my good friends win was, and I'm going to say it was a great moment. Watching my people win, the people I care and people's cars I've wrenched on, it's probably a greater achievement to me than the time that I've won. So yeah, I've had a lot of good moments. It's too hard just to pick out one.
All right. So it looks like he's cutting out again. So I'm gonna go and hop on here again. As far as racing goes, there's always one of the. So, by the way, guys, so I guess the co-host ended up getting kicked out because of bad service. So he was on for a little bit. He'll be on the next one, just letting everybody know. But anyway, so as far as that goes, so like when you're doing racing, everybody has their challenges. And what was your biggest challenge, and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge was losing my best friend, Joe Elliott. I raced. He was with me. Honestly, I think that Rookie of the Year title I got my first year was more credit to his helping mentor me than anything. Losing him had to be the biggest challenge, 100%. He's a great man. The second next to that is just trying not to racing consume your whole life, because it's real easy to do. I mean, they say if you want to have a small fortune in your pocket when you're done racing, you better start with a large one. So, I mean, just keeping the finances, keeping the priorities straight, and keeping a level head.
I gotta say that the time that I've known Joe and just been able to race with him when I did, he was a good guy for sure.
Yeah, he's missed.
Definitely. So was there any early interest when you were a child that just made you decide that you wanted to go into racing, growing up?
Yeah. Cars have been my whole life. I mean, that's just, I've always, I didn't care if it was a slow ass piece of shit. I found somebody to race. I mean, it's just so if it was a bicycle, skateboards, it's everything. I love it. So, I mean, I had go-karts when I was a kid. Hell, we drive by a place that had the outdoor go-karts and people running, beg my dad to stop and let me do it. It'd be funny. These kids are out there having a smile, and I am for the next going around getting a pep talk from the old man about how to cut the corners. So, I mean, it's been really a blast.
I gotta say, so my early interest in going into racing growing up was, obviously being at the track, but every week. But it was more of back in 2014 when Corey first got into it. Being able to go in the pits and help him out. Starting out, it was like, man, I really want to do this more and more time of me being in the actual pits and able to be out there is like, yeah, done deal. I want to do it.
So what was your proudest moment, man?
So the proudest moment for me, I guess when I should say back in September 10th of 2022, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Me and Jason Deschler was coming across that line in the heat race, and he ended up getting me though. But I got to say though, that was probably the proudest because I was actually up front battling with one of the best people out there, and And I gotta admit, though, it was pretty cool.
I can remember a while back you were leading most of the B main, and then the key got stuck on you. Wink, wink.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say that was a proudest moment, but I would say it was a scary moment.
I think both of us about shit ourselves a little bit on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm telling you. But
Oh man.
let's see here. So, what was all the cars that you ran throughout the years? I know you had a compact.
Well, let's see. I started out drag racing in Indy, so I started off with that. I had an '83 Chevy S10 Blazer, had a small block Chevy in it, and I had that for a while. Then I had an S10 pickup truck, and I had kids, so all that stuff went away. Then I met Joe Elliott. He let me drive his car through the pits, so then I went and got myself this ratty ass Chevy Cavalier. It was one of the flathead tops. Two. I remember the guys that first took me to Oakshade. I didn't know nothing about Oakshade. They took me down there. Next night I met Megan and all them, and like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And so I went. Facebook Marketplace is such a fucking monster. I went and bought this ratty tank that they called Sherman because it was built like a fucking brick shit house. And that car, I mean, it took a pickup truck and 2 trailers to get that ton of shit home. We were unloading it off the trailer, and the front wheels are splayed out like this. I lived in town in Bryan, so I got the street block trying to figure out how the fuck to get this car up into the garage. And so that was an interesting car. That I moved into the car that went from there to a Chevy Cobalt. And then I kind of had some financial difficulties, couldn't run, and Joe's car was going to shit, so I gave him that car. Then I got the Chevy Cavalier that I built, and then I actually won with that one. So I've ran either Cavalier or Cobalt my whole circle track career.
I was gonna say I gotta bring up one thing. I know you're in the process of building a street stock, right? Or well, they call it super stock or whatever. But
yeah, I'm not as much of the process as Billy Reeves is. I'm actually pretty lucky. I've caught a ride on it with a super stock team, and I've been working stupid hours, and they've been putting together. And I appreciate them guys. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I got a good car for this year. I mean, it's not going to be no rocket ship because I mean, hell. I got to learn how to drive the fucking thing. But so I'm going to pre-apologize to any super stock guys out there right now. I'm sorry for everything that's going to happen, and just come talk to me about it. I'll break out the checkbook. We'll make things right.
there you go.
But yeah, so I'm going to be running super stock full time this year. Yeah, hopefully full time this year. And Billy Reeves and his wife Mary and everybody that's helped on this car. I couldn't have done it without them. This year I wouldn't be able to afford to race at all if it wasn't for them guys, and that they're awesome. And that brings out, and it's just where I think this is where I'm supposed to be. I got a very good friend of mine, her and her family, Cat. They're sponsoring me this year. They're buying me new race suits and helmet and stuff like that. Hills Performance chipped in a little bit to help go with tires, and so we'll see how this goes. I'm really interested to see how the super stock season goes. Hopefully I'll get second rookie of the year.
Well, I mean, I have a really good feeling this year too. You know, I mean, I've gotten the car to actually look a little better than most of my cars ever for this year.
What car are you running? Tell everybody.
I got a 2010 Chevy Cobalt compact front wheel drive.
Chevy Cobalt. Hot damn, you're moving up in the world.
Oh, we try.
You got ways to post pictures of it on this thing, or what? Or are you just gonna leave us all in suspense?
Oh, I don't got any pictures saved in the software though. I have to show it sometime.
What kind of host are you? Shit. Come on, you're doing a good job, man. I'm just blowing your shit, drinking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But hey, so how important are fan interactions to you as far as racing goes, like weekly?
Well, there's another saying. Whether you're cheering me on or booing me, you're still making noise when I get my ass out on that track. I remember the first year running the compacts. Mark, I felt horrible afterwards. I ain't gonna fucking lie. He was an ass. I fucking broke a brake. I cut his car in half with that old Sherman tank. And I've cars out there. I mean, and I'm sitting down there. We worked on the car. We had to push the race support back out and do a couple of things. Was ready to go. And next thing I know, I've got 3 kids that walked away from the fans, from the stands, walked all the way down the road because we was parked up by the gate by the county road, and they're fucking hollering at me at the fence and telling me how incredible that was and wanted my autograph. So that was pretty damn neat.
I gotta say though, that's one of the biggest things why I do it. I just do it to put smiles on fans' faces. I mean, I go out there and have fun. That's what it's all about.
You know what? I mean, the fans are nice. I love seeing the kids. I love letting the kids get in the cars. I mean, that is just awesome. And with the compact class, I mean, that's what's going to grow this sport because these kids see these compact cars like, hey, my mom has a car like that, and they're getting their head, oh, maybe I can do this one day. And that's what's going to keep the sport alive because not everybody can run a late model. Not everybody can run a sprint car. So so what cars you drove all over the years, man?
So I had a 1999 Saturn S Series with the 1.9 in it. And then the 2022 I had let's see, 2022 I had a 2003 Pontiac Sunfire, my bad. Hold on a second. Pontiac Sunfire, and then there was a 2000. I can't think of what. I think it was a 2000 Solera. I did at the 24, beginning of 24, and then it was 2010 Cobalt now. So,
Gotcha. So yeah, I know I've had a few more cars when I did because hell, Brett's gave me half of them. Like that guy, awesome guy. But yeah, so yeah, you're going to do good this year, kid. Just keep your nose into it. Don't sell the fucking thing.
hey, just a question to pass through time and stuff. What do you prefer, asphalt or dirt?
Asphalt gets you to the track.
There we go. There's the answer.
No offense, Brett. I know you're watching this, throwing your hands up and now, like, what the fuck? You're going to give it a try. You'll be back.
Honestly, Brett's in the chat too, so he's down. He's watching.
What's up, buddy?
So, let's see here. So, what is like the biggest, like, what kept you motivated, like, on a weekly basis throughout the year?
Honestly, fellow racers and my best friend. There's been fucking plenty of times I was ready to fucking throw in the fucking towel, and Brett fucking calls me over and calls me out on my fucking pity bullshit, tells me to get my head out of my ass. We got shit to do. So, yeah, that dude, he's come over and fucking. We came over on a Friday night. We built a fucking almost entire car that Friday night. We took it out somewhere to another guy's house, fucking loaded occasion, and brought it back, put the summers together, went racing at fucking Butler with it that night. And that happened to be one of the slowest fucking cars I ever drove, but I had the most fun with it.
Hey, you know what? You have like, come on, man. Some of the slow cars, man, they have fun. They're fun. Like, I gotta admit.
And I mean, this car Honda, it just run out gears, just a little B series, and I'm racing this dog neon, and just this neon, and we're going around one corner. He passes me. I go around the next corner. I'm passing him. We're doing this whole fucking race. Well, just because it's for last place and next to last place, that's besides the fucking point at this time. I'm actually having the most fun I've ever had racing. So we're trading paint. We're going back through there, and it was fucking. I was like, I had no idea how far back in the pack we actually were, that we were in the back of the pack. But we was racing like we were racing for the lead. And I fucking and we come out. I mean, it was just, I was so happy. That was, to this date, that was still the best racing I've ever done. And unfortunately, I made a mistake to tell the guy what a good time it was, and I realized his car was a pile of shit too. So if those two cars were dogs, you'd euthanize both of them because, I mean, they were rough. But it was still the best time I've ever had, and I wasn't even going fast. And the other thing that keeps me going is just the support of everybody. Hell, you, Dalton, help keep me from fucking losing my shit. I mean, because everybody that knows me knows sometimes I'm not an easy guy to be friends with. So I thank everybody that helps me.
So, what was your most memorable moment in your career so far?
Most memorable moment. I was going to say it's probably my one and only win so far. Joe was still alive. I actually got beat him for it. It was just well, actually, it may not have been that race now, I think. But anyways, yeah, that was probably it so far. And then doing hot laps with my daughter once again. So good time there. How about you? What sticks out in your mind, Dalton?
Well, like I said, about the proudest moment I said earlier about, being out there almost when, I mean, I had a couple, like B main there in 2021 when I was racing the Saturn. We went out to, I was actually starting on the pole in the B main right next to Megan Elliott. And
That's a hell of a race over there, too.
And so basically when I came into the turn, I don't know what happened when I got bumped into, or I don't know how it happened, to be honest with you, but there was a nickel size hole in the transmission pan from that and ended up blowing the clutch and all that stuff out of that car for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but all in like one lap or one or two laps in. But the transmission, I ended up having to switch the transmission out because it was leaking tranny fluid out and all that, and it's a pretty bad one. But that was pretty memorable. I mean, because it was the first ever B main first ever pole time I was ever sitting on a pole starting a race. So let me tell you, when you ever start sitting on a pole in the front of a race, and you got all them guys behind you, it's like, okay, here we go, guys. Let's do this.
For future reference, I wouldn't talk about sitting on a pole with a bunch of guys behind you. It sounds bad, Dalton.
Okay, pole rate, you know what I mean? See, that's funny. But
my bad. I'm sorry.
You're good. We all gonna have a laugh sometime, huh?
Yeah.
So how do you here's a follow-up question. How do you handle pressure, when you're up front or if you're starting a big race and you got a lot of fast guys behind you? How do you handle the pressure?
Be honest with you, I usually don't. I usually fuck up. If you be dead honest with you, I've cost myself more wins than anybody out there. Fucking first race, last year? Fucking heat race. I'm the fastest fucking car out of the track. Stab the fucking brakes, don't have any. I creamed the shit out of Eli. Hell, that race was mine if I could have kept off of him. I fucking went off the track at Butler. I was the fastest car there that night on the heat race.
Yeah,
I was leading the goddamn thing. Like I was going fast enough where I'm still rookie at this point in time, which with the Cobalt, I'm going fast enough around that fucking track with that stock car that son of a bitch hit fucking overdrive. I look down and look see if I have any fucking oil pressure because the gauges are over there on the right hand side. I look up, I'm halfway in the fucking turn. So yeah, I don't handle pressure. Yeah, I screw up every damn time.
Well, I guess go ahead and bring in how I do it. As far as handling pressure now, okay, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I go out there and I don't do the full that I need to. But there's times that when I go out there, I will sit there and line up and I'll sit there and I bow my head before any race. Before I even touch that track, I bow my head right then and there and I pray to the Lord above because you know what? Whatever's about to happen on the track, I want the Lord to watch over me. And that's one of the biggest things. So that's one of the biggest things I do.
Well, Eli, if it worked for you, I'm happy for it. Because we're all anybody that gets to get in the race car, even just one time in their life, they're blessed. Because how many people on that stands would love to do what we do, and it's an awesome feeling.
Oh, it's just it's remarkable because you go out there and so first time you hit the track and you got all these guys or these people, I should say, people in the stands watching you. And you're going around the track, they're there watching you. You're finally not in the stands. You are actually finally getting recognized in front of everybody. And the fans, fans that I've gained throughout the years, cheering for me is pretty cool too. It's unsaid how cool it is, really.
Gotcha. I mean, it's pretty nuts, especially when you hear people screaming your name as you go by, like especially on the just on the caution laps and stuff like that when you're getting on there for lineup. How hear people haul your name? That's awesome feeling.
Oh yeah. So what is so? I mean, I don't know if this is a little thinking or not, but so how was your first experience out on the track? Like, can you describe your first experience on the track in a sense?
It was nuts. I'm sitting there. I mean, I was thinking here. I was in my 30s at the time, still in my 30s, and I was just thinking, late 30s. Damn, I'm getting old. Just think I finally get to do this. And it's just yes, and it was just the exhilaration. It was the most fun you could have with your clothes on. To this day, I stand by that. I mean, it's something that I will never forget, and it's just like it was the perfect high. You'll spend the rest of your life trying to chase. Hi, Brett. He's you just spend the rest of your career trying to chase that first time feeling again, and I mean, it's just awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. It like with the experience, like how I did it was, I just got the car. It's once I got it, big thanks to Nathan Goodman, but like for help build it, or no, for building it for me. And he was the main reason why I'm in the racing today. So I thank him a lot for that. But
Yeah, Nathan Goodman is one of the most underappreciated men in this sport.
oh
I mean,
yeah,
people don't realize how much he actually does to help keep these cars on the track, and how much he gives day in and day out.
oh yeah.
He's another one that's really unappreciated. But yeah, hey Nate, thanks for everything you do, man.
But yeah, so like basically like so as far as that goes, like, like I got the car home, I got everything stickered up, and I'm like, sweet, it's Saturday, let's go, first race ever. And then I get out there, and so I go in the pits for the first time, get the pit pass, all that stuff, and me trying to figure out where I need to go to get things set to where I'm good to go on the track. And then I went out there, and let me tell you, I was a little nervous. Like, we're all nervous when we get on a big race. It's normal. But
Yeah,
I was
you're a little nervous. My first time going out there for the very first race, I quit sleeping on Wednesday. The car is ready, and I have just stopped. I'm out there at 3 o'clock in the morning in my garage, looking like a retard sitting in the fucking car. I mean, it's just so, yeah, it's nuts. The nerves are just is something else. Sorry for interrupting, man.
Oh, you're good. No worries. But yeah, so like what was your future kind of like look like in the racing community, like coming, like the years coming, week coming, like how's it look? Like, are you like what's the dream you're trying to achieve? I mean, I guess in a sense.
That's kind of a loaded question with me right now. I just don't know. I'm not gonna look towards the future. I'm gonna look at one race at a time.
Right.
Because I mean, if I change my mindset damn much on everything, I just like making plans on it. I just know this year I'm gonna be running for the Reeds Racing and gonna enjoy the shit out of that, and that's as far as I'm gonna take it. If they come to me, I run 3 races, and they come to me and say, "Hey, we're putting somebody else's car," I can't complain. I've had a great time. I'll take it as it goes. My plan is to live, love it, and spend as much time there as I can. I don't want to be on my deathbed and saying, "Damn, I wish I spent a little bit more time at the track." So just not going to make plans. I'm just going to keep going and just keep getting everything I got until I can't do it anymore.
Right. There you go.
How about you? What do you see yourself a couple of years? You going to move up to a late model sportsman?
I want to move up to a street, like one of the Dominator super stocks or something rather. It'd be something cool to try out. But we'll stick with compacts in the meantime until we can see about achieving that. But it would be pretty cool because then I can actually run in the actual. Wait, yeah, I think it's a birthday race too. They actually run street stocks too, I think too. But
The Bomber Spectacular too.
yeah,
That's the one that I want to get to. That's the one. I mean, I don't care if I make a show. I want to have my car together that long this year because last year I tried to run it. That was the year before. I tried to run that super stock mine. It didn't go so hot. I think I spent more times with the wrecker pushing me than I did underneath my own power. But it just the few laps I got on the power was amazing.
Oh yeah. So what was there any sponsors that you wanted to thank throughout the years? And obviously
Oh,
went into
Jesus. Yeah, that's the one thing I've actually been pretty lucky for. Not sponsors, but just even just the pure help. I mean, I got Catherine with SMS. She's helping me a lot. Hell, Brett Ireland, that dude was throwing money at me left and right. And you just no telling that guy no, we're even. Um, um, John Lonneberger, that's one guy I cannot give enough credit to. That guy, I was with a compact, and that guy, he's out there. He treated me like I was a competitor the whole time I was there. When we were part next to me, if I needed a spring or whatever, he'd always treat me well. Hill's Performance has helped me out. Billy from A to Z's helped me. Hell, there's been a few races I wouldn't have made it to if it wasn't for him. Callie's Smokehouse in Eden, Ohio, he's helped out quite a bit. He's helped me get this girlish figure going. My wife, yes, thank you for not killing me, baby. And you've been a hell of a good sponsor too. Hell, you've helped out Dalton. I appreciate everything you've done to help me, especially when I was sick, down and out, couldn't hardly do nothing. We froze to death, wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You and PJ and all your guys. And just I want to thank everybody that comes off the track, every competitor, every racer, everybody that comes out and does what they do. I want to thank God for letting me keep doing this. I ain't getting no younger. I definitely ain't getting no prettier. So I just happy to do each and every week.
So obviously we've been going back and forth, so I might as well say my sponsors, might as well, ship them out there.
Hey, this is your show. You don't get to do that. You can push that anytime. This is my time, mofo. Go ahead, man. Who's been your Big Daddy sponsor? Come on. I want to know who that whale is. Because we both know it's Brett Ireland. He's been sponsoring half the field, and Shelby don't know about it.
Oh wow. Anyways, so
and I do want to take a shout out to Jeff Wells. He has helped me out with some rims, tires, and he's helped me in the pits. So I do appreciate you and all your crews. Nathan Goodman, he helped me out with tires last year, and with some info, and I appreciate the hell out of you too. And so you name a couple, so I keep cutting you off, Dalton. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So obviously, I got Young's Auto, Junior's Collision, Midgets Automotive out of Hillsdale, Goodman Performance. Big thanks to CJ and Brett Ireland for sure. And then big thanks to Goodman Performance as well for everything he's done for my throughout the years. Anytime Fire Protection. That's about. Then thank my my mom, my dad for supporting me, and my buddies AJ, TJ, bunch of my racing buddies, and and the Clodies, KNC Racing, and then
And the last people I want to thank Joe, Megan, and Karen Elliott. They're the ones that helped me get going and all this in the beginning. I mean, Joe, we miss you, buddy. Megan, I hope you're doing good. Mom, I hope you're doing good. Mary Reeves, Steve Reeves, all you guys. And I think, excuse me, I got dog over here being retarded. I think I'm going to have to get off here, guys. So listen, I got to get going, but I want everybody to have a good night, be safe. I want you all to have a good time on the track this year.
All right, man. So, real quick, can I ask one more question, and then I believe you are good. So, one more question.
Nope. Go ahead. What's up?
So, what was the biggest lesson you want the beginners to learn from getting into the sport? What's the biggest lesson you want them to take away from just beginning?
Races are won in two places. They're one in the garage and one at the bank. I mean, that's just the God's honest truth. And the wins at the track is just a byproduct of the two. So what I'm getting at is some people can't build their cars. They buy their cars or have people build them. And that's just the way it is. So if you want to go out there, and the number 3 is don't put off. I don't know how to put this without sounding retarded, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Yeah, just have fun. Go out there. I don't care if it's a $500 car you pull out of the neighbor's garage and you have some neighbor's backyard pull. Just go out there and have fun and don't get too serious with it. just let it be what it is. Good time.
Awesome. So I wanted to say thank you for coming on, CJ, and you have a great night, man.
Hey, it was fun. Have me back on again.
Hey, for sure. Thank you, man.
Bye, bud.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was CJ Hargett on for episode 13. Hopefully we had a good time here. It looks like we did. I want to give a shout out to the guys that comment. TJ Oglesby, he says he's saying sending his condolences, sorry that he couldn't be on, only because where he was losing service, but he came and tuned in, made sure he was at least here. We'll see him on the next episode for sure. It's all right, man. We'll see you next time on the episode. Be all good. Brett Ireland, thanks for tuning in. And Marcus Davis, thanks for tuning in. So as far as that goes, thank you guys for all tuning in. And, your love and support means a lot. Thank you for, since the day one I've started this, we're finally getting somewhere as far as, followers, subscribers. Getting the name out there is the main thing. So also, next episode is the 26th of February. That is Jerry Slade. So the next episode, which will be this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Jerry Slade will be on, and then we will be moving on from there. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great night. Take care.